my first Billie Jean King Cup match and to represent my team on a clay court in my first professional match on clay. It's really amazing. We're still in this, we're in this battle, and it's all to play for tomorrow, she said. Into other news, this time with boxing, and Richard Riocre believes he was one win away from setting up a dream world title fight at the home of his beloved Crystal Palace towards the end of the year. Cruiserweight extended his unbeaten record to 14-0 with 10 knockouts last month and a big deal due at Wembley Arena. He's now eyeing a meet with the yet to be confirmed opponent this summer and feels it will be the final stepping stone into one of his dream fights. Elsewhere into news in golf, Patrick Cantlay bowled the final 4 holes to open a 2-shot lead for halfway stage at the RBC Heritage as Cameron Smith and Dustin Johnson missed the cuts. Cantlay sparkling runs saw him perhaps the lowest round of the day with a 4-67 at Harbour Town Golf Links, taking the ball number 69 under ahead of closest challenger Robert Streb. The FedEx Cup champion followed a close-range birdie at the second by holding 30 feet at the 4th before cancelling out a bogey at the 7th and getting up and down from a green-side bunker to pick up a shot at the drivable par 4 9th. Cantlay posted bogeys at 11 and 14, but started an impressive run in the 15-footer at the next. He'll now look to kick on. Insists it's a dream finish, he said. Continues in football, Derby County brought an abrupt halt to follow.
Changes from the team who lost 1-0 at Goodison last time against Everton, with Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Matic and Rashford replaced by Dalot, Pogba, Ilanga.
In our latest sports headlines, I'm Tom Helm. We'll start with tennis, and Emma Raducanu has made a winning start to her Billie Jean King Cup career and won her first professional match on clay with a 7-5, 7-5 victory over Czech Republic's Teresa Matankova. The victory ensured Britain ended the first day of play level at 1-1 at the Sesky Club in Prague, following Harriet Dart's earlier 6-1, 6-love defeat to Marketa Vondrousova. The 19-year-old British #1 had not played a match on clay since the French Open Juniors in 2018, but rose to the challenge impressively. She said on court, "This will mean so much to me. My first Billie Jean King Cup match and to represent my team on a clay court in my first professional match on clay. It's really amazing. We're still in this, we're in this battle, and it's all to play for tomorrow," she said.
With Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Matic and Rashford replaced by Dalot, Pogba, Ilanga and Lingard. Unsurprisingly, Dean Smith's Canaries are unchanged after their 2-0 victory at Carrow Road against Burnley last time. So, the home team are De Gea in goal, and Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire and Telles across the back 4. It's Sancho, Fernandes, Pogba and Ilanga in midfield, with Lingard just behind Ronaldo. For the Canaries, it's Krull in goal, and then about Hanley, Gibson and Byram. The 2 holders, Norman and McLean, with Rashika, Lees-Malou and Dowell behind Pukki. We're closing in on kick-off at Old Trafford, where Manchester United take on Norwich City. For the Red Devils, Ralph Rangnick makes 4 changes from the team who lost 1-0 at Goodison last time against Everton, with Wan-Bissaka, Fred, Matic and Rashford replaced by Dalot, Pogba, Ilanga and Lingard. Unsurprisingly, Dean Smith's Canaries are unchanged after their 2-0 victory at Carrow Road against Burnley last time. So, the home team are De Gea in goal, and Dalot, Lindelof, Maguire and Telles across the back 4. It's Sancho, Fernandes, Pogba and Ilanga in midfield, with Lingard just behind Ronaldo. For the Canaries, it's Krull in goal, and then a back 4 of Giannoulis, Hanley, Gibson and Byram. The 2 holders, Norman and McLean, with Rashika, Lees-Malou and Dowell behind Pukki. Right, they're just about to kick off then at Old Trafford. I'm John Hogan, I'm joined by Jack Ogilvie for today's game. Bit of disappointing season for the Red Devils, but I suspect there might still be a sting in the tail and still a chance even to get Champions League. The defeat of Spurs at the hands of Brighton has given maybe a little bit of boost in terms of that for Manchester United, but do we think that Norwich are going to be easy beats today?
Absolutely not. Beating Burnley last time out, I thought they were very impressive in the last away game, where they drew 0-0 at Brighton, could have stolen it at the end. And if you look at Norwich's fixtures, they've got some winnable ones or favourable ones against teams that have not got much to play for coming up before the end of the season. Manchester United, it's an intriguing selection this. It's a team that could win 4-0 or lose 1-0. I think there's a few square pegs in round holes, and this could be a real opportunity for the Canaries.
It might be and it might not. Dean Smith looks on. I always think it's a difficult task for an interim manager to do well. And Norwich, it's same as ever, shot to nothing. They're not expected to particularly perform well. And here they go, tilting windmills again, but it may well be they'll be back in the Championship next season. It's still very tight at the bottom. Like I said, for Manchester United, they're probably thanking Brighton for doing a bit of their work for them. Their back-to-back victories in North London against Arsenal, and then Tottenham have given Manchester United's chances a bit of a boost. They win this game. They will hop above West Ham. Equally, if they win it well enough, they can even hop above Arsenal in the table. And then, they're only a handful of points, 3 points, 1 win away from Tottenham. So no reason to think that they can't make up that gap. They haven't played particularly well. Anyway, Dallow's on the ball, finds Ronaldo, and he will just lay it back into midfield. Bruno Fernandes, and then Maguire, Pogba, and everybody at the moment getting the touch. Now, one thing I've noticed about watching Manchester United, it's very hard to pinpoint what sort of style they play in now. It looks like they've got Sancho around the back. Cross comes in, an easy catch for Krul. They've got good players, but trying to pinpoint the style that they're trying to play in it, I think it's difficult.
It is difficult. You mentioned it's always difficult for an interim manager in terms of whatever style he tries to implement, the players may not take it on because they know he's not going to be there next season. But I think that's been the same for decades, really, hasn't it? Since the explosion back in 2013, so 9 years. You look at the squad, there's still players left over from Ferguson was involved. So it's a pattern of play when there's such a high turnover of managers. All of them seem to play different types.
Here come Norwich though, breaking forward, maybe a chance here for Pukki in the box, an opportunity, and Dyer comes out, makes some contact with him, still not cleared their lines. Maguire eventually gets the header away, and the opportunity has gone. I just thought Dyer is going to get, when he's come out, and he's not going to get there, and then he produces a fine save. We'll just break off though, because Manchester United now making ground in the middle of the park, and then just at the edge of the area. Bruno thinks about the shot, then goes back to Pogba, delivers a good ball out to Sancho on the overlap. Then Bruno puts the ball in, that's headed away by Grant Hanley, and Norwich will clear their lines. Very nearly first blood to Norwich there with that little break forward, and I don't know if it was good goalkeeping or not. It was a good save in the end.
It was a very good save. Maybe if Pukki had an extra yard of pace, he's 32 now, isn't he? So in his younger days he may have got to the ball a bit quicker, but really well read by David De Gea. But the Man United, they don't have a holding midfielder, so I think there will be gaps between the defence and attack. Ball comes in, it falls to Elanga, who's trying to control it. Overhead kick, decent effort, safe the first though for Tim Krul into his breadbasket. But going back to that last attack, Man United is so open, and Norwich, I think that's probably going to be their plan, isn't it? Hit them on the break and see if they can get numbers forward.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? They've always had so much talent. They're happy, paying for wingers and strikers and all that. But yet the players that they're desperate for. I mean, Matic has said his future's away. That's no big surprise, is it? We look at De Gea, how he spread himself there to stop that shot was superb, actually, from him. But yeah, well, who are those players? They need a Kante in there, don't they? Or Jorginho, or either one of those. They need somebody like that. Anyway, a little slip in the middle of the park there by Rashika, doesn't help him. Then McLean comes to put the bite in. Can't quite catch up, but though with Lingard. And now the ball just at the edge of the area. Chance for a strike, and that's a pretty good block that's come in there, I think, from Hanley. Rashika picks it up, a little step over there, then he runs into Dalot. Referee Andy Madley just wants them to play on, so they will. And the ball goes out to the right hand side. Lise Malou out to Byram. And Norwich now just getting a feel of the ball. Well, when Mourinho was at Old Trafford, I just remember one European night, he just thought, well, I'll put all the talent out in the field, and they were terrible. Most teams need a balance, don't they? The ball aimed at Pukki again, too long, and De Gea will come out and claim it. Just when you think you know what's going to happen at Manchester United, it's like they revert back to type. Fred's not good enough, or McTominay's not good enough, or Matic isn't good enough, and they sort of roll through those three and then forget that which one's the worst, and then the next one appears. But none of them, I think, is world-class holding midfielder. And then you've got guys who are different class, like Bruno Fernandes having to chase back. Paul Pogba really should be playing further forward, shouldn't he? But because they've got so much attacking talent, they can't use him like that, or they're loath to do that, and it makes him look a worse player, I think.
Yeah, I still don't quite know where Pogba fits into this side. He always does well for France, doesn't he? Because they balance the team. When they won the World Cup, they had Kante next to him, Matuidi covering on the left-hand side as well. But if you to put your Man U 11 out, you list the names or put them in formation, and you know straight away where the weaknesses are, and it'll be midfield. Great effort by Ronaldo, comfortable save though by Krul. But you mentioned they've signed so many attacking players. Ronaldo, Sancho last summer. I think, would you say the Nemanja Matic, well, Fred actually in 2018 was the last midfielder they bought as in central midfield player, and it's just been since pretty much Michael Carrick went, it's been a glaring hole in the side.
Yeah, well, they break through now, and it's going to be the first goal. It's thumped into the back of the net, and it is Ronaldo. Ball chopped in from the right-hand side, easily found there by Elanga, and they're celebrating a goal, whether it's good enough or not in the long run. He was good enough on the 6-minute mark to grab that first goal.
Oh, well, you don't need a midfield if your opposition are going to defend like that, do you? It's Ben Gibson who gets caught in possession. Great play by Elanga, straight on to the former Middlesbrough man. It's a situation always makes me a bit worried for defence. They play out from the back from Tim Krul to Ben Gibson, doesn't get it back from Giannoulis quick enough. Elanga just steps in, and Ronaldo's got a number of goals this season, and that's probably the easiest.
Yeah, it's hard to explain that really, isn't it? But Ben Gibson had a lot of time on the ball, steps on it, gets it out of his feet. He just it's really sloppy there. It's like he didn't know what he wanted to do. You're really going to dribble it round Elanga from there, are you? You know, I mean, and it was so telegraphed that once he'd not passed it, he was in big trouble.
Well, I thought his pass to Giannoulis didn't give Giannoulis enough pace to open his body out, and then Giannoulis' pass wasn't the best because he was under pressure from Elanga. It was just playing out from the back. I know it's the modern way, John, but it's riddled with difficulty and danger, and that was just so poor, wasn't it? And now I thought Norwich had a chance today, but if they're going to play like that, you can see Dean Smith's absolutely fuming. It was just as soon as Tim Krul gave it to Ben Gibson, Elanga's eyes must have lit up because trouble was brewing.
Yeah, sure was. Watched Brighton beat Spurs earlier, and they just didn't allow Tottenham to play out from the back, not at all. You know, Brighton just set traps from every which way. If you've got a Man United team who essentially can't be bothered with holding midfielders, I think I'd be, trying to use a little bit of long ball as well. You play out from the back, and every man jack of those sort of five in midfield are players who want to play forward, who want to play in the opposition half. I think about starving them of that. Here come Manchester United again, emboldened now by that strike. It's a good ball from Pogba. The cutback's into the box, eventually fly hacked it clear. But yeah, they've really got to play in the opposition half a lot more, Norwich, if they're going to be successful. Here come Manchester United now, left hand side at the edge of the area again. Ball into the box, laid back, shot comes in, and that's blazed wide by Lingard, who reckons it should be a corner. And they're all surrounding the referee. Andy Madley, I think, made a mistake.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Sancho, wasn't it? A decent cut back from Elanga. We see Lingard's effort, and yeah, it comes quite clearly off the inside thigh of the man who's trying to block it, so you can see why Lingard was frustrated. Interesting to see how he goes today, isn't it? So we've not seen a lot of him this season. He had a really good end to the last season at West Ham, out of contract. You imagine there's going to be a number of teams looking around, and he's got a point to prove.
Yeah, well, I just mentioned Brighton, but he'd be their kind of signing, wouldn't he? As he Ball comes in for Norwich, an opportunity here, just the edge. They're trying to get it out of their feet. Norman flicks it, and then Lise Malou, can he do something with it? Down there as well, but the ball eventually smuggled away and picked up by Giannoulis, and then across the back line. Norman picks it back up, and eventually Norwich have it back. Yeah, Lingard would be a super signing for somebody, wouldn't he? And would get regular first team football. I think, he's got to look at that. It would be a good escape to play every week, which he did at West Ham, didn't he? In the same way that Dan James, gets a game week in, week out for Leeds. Why wouldn't you want to play Premier League football every weekend? You go to Manchester United, you hope you can force your way in, but then they go spend 40 million on somebody they don't really need, and all of a sudden you're back behind again, aren't you?
Yeah, and like Lingard was one of the stars for England at the 2018 World Cup, wasn't he? And barely had a kick for Manchester United since then. He was brilliant for West Ham last term, and you feel the way that Manchester United have played this season that he should have warranted more of a chance to prove himself. Going back to that half chance that Norwich had there when they found the ball in the area, you do think just the sheer nature that Manchester United are lining up in midfield, the ball is going to be bouncing on the edge of the box, and they just need to be a bit sharper with the footwork. Yeah,
just a bit. You don't get too many chances, do you? So it is Man United 1, Norwich City 0. Hey, we know it's going to be a tall order for the bottom place club. Well, let's face it. You look at the table and you can see, there's a possible route for survival, isn't there, for the Canaries? But look at the goal difference, -44. That tells a bit of a tale. But here they come forward, left-hand side again. And when the cross comes in, that's blocked away at the expense of a corner. Giannoulis there creeping down at left-hand side. Maguire forced to put the ball out. I mean, the game is anything out there. And Dean Smith's actually a pretty good manager. I think we'd all agree that. Anyway, they may have to, do what they've done before, go down, come back up, try and do it all over again. Take the corner kick short now as the ball comes into the far post, headed back into play, and then further headed out by Tellez, the Brazilian, under a little bit of pressure from Kenny McLean. A poor clearance from him, and then the ball thumped on the inside of Dow. He can't get there. Tellez another opportunity to clear his line. Guess what? Again, he's failed to do so. So Norwich then down the right hand side, and the ball comes back to him this time. We've got Pukki and Rashika in the box. Pukki takes a half turn. Eventually he's robbed. I think Elanga might have been back there helping out. Now a long ball looking for Ronaldo. Puts his head down. Oh, and very nearly a pocket picked there. But in the end there was some pretty cool defending from Giannoulis under massive pressure there.
Yeah, very cool by Giannoulis. I thought earlier on, Sam Byron played the wrong ball to Pukki. He could have gone to Rashika. Pukki was going away from goal, so he was going to have to turn at some point. Maybe just roll it into Rashika. He could have got the shot away. But again, there is pockets of space on the edge of the Man United box. So,
Hanley then out to Byron. I think he slipped there at the vital moment, and the ball's won back. Again, Norwich win it back in the middle of the park. Kenny McLean there. And then with Gibson, who decides he makes his mind up a lot more swiftly this time. I think half the problem with him in that first goal was he just didn't really make his mind what he wanted to do. Hard to execute a plan that you haven't got. You know what I mean? He was thinking about the pass, then should I take it round him? And he ended up having his pocket picked. So that makes it Man United 1, Norwich 0. A goal from Ronaldo and an easy tap in for him. Super assist from Ilanga. Anthony Ilanga won the ball. He looks bright, doesn't he? But there's so many good attacking players. You look at him, and Rashford can't get in the team, can he? And I just wonder. And my other thought is that Ronaldo can't last forever. But they've done with Ronaldo what they did with Falcao and what they did with Ibrahimovic. Just throw a load of money at it, bring somebody in. But then you can't develop your younger players, can you?
No, you can't develop your younger players. And again, if a new manager is going to come in the summer, is he going to want Ronaldo? Is he going to sort of suit his style? But they've got him for at least another season, you think, and it's hard to drop him. That was his 13th Premier League goal of the season, so just having him there earns them X amount of points per campaign, but then just having him there, does that then not benefit others around him? Does it help them develop the side? I don't think it does, but when you've got a player of that quality, you need to have him in the team just as a bit of an escape plan. But it kind of contradicts what they're trying to do when they're trying to bring Elanga and Sancho and more dynamic players, because Ronaldo, let's face it, is a bit static these days and not as offering as much to the players he would have done in the past.
No, absolutely. I mean, he's still great, don't get me wrong, and he's still going to score his goals. But does everything have to go through him? That's brilliant from Juno. It was a terrible ball to him, and a stretch, and he gets there, bursts past Elanga. Now a chance maybe at the edge of the area, but there was some good scurrying there, and I think that was from Bruno, who did a great job of defending. And they've all got to do that today, haven't they? You know, we've seen Elanga go back helping out, Sancho and there Bruno, as Sancho loses the ball. Yeah, I think it's difficult for Manchester United. Could fall into that Arsenal trap they had with Ozil, as Bruno Fernandes' shot there blocked away the edge of the area. You know, when sort of different managers come in and go out, they say, well, the manager says, I don't want to play Mesut Ozil. Yeah, but we're paying him a fortune. You know, if you don't play him, then we're wasting money, kind of thing. And it'd be the same for Ronaldo at a certain point. You think, you know, not only does he score goals, but they pay that much money for him. The ball into the box there fizzes in, but it's just a bit too strong, and Dalot can't get on the end of that.
Yeah, and they're talking of clean slate at own business of getting players in until late on, and sometimes they've had to rush it, haven't they? It's a tantalising summer at Old Trafford, because you can see, if you look at the squad, there could be as many as 10 that leave, not all free transfers, and that's a lot of brain power sorting them places to go and on the right terms for everyone.
Exactly. You know, we talk about Jose and all that, and when he was there, he didn't want Pogba, did he? You know, it was an open secret that he wanted him gone, but nobody could afford him. And then what you're left with is a really seriously unhappy player who knows that his manager wants rid of him. So a new manager comes in, he's still got the same problem. Pogba's a massive wage and nobody else wants him. What do? We play him. And then you play him in the wrong position. You know, and it's all that, isn't it? I think it makes life really difficult.
Well, they're playing him in the wrong position because they can't afford to play someone behind him. They can't afford to buy someone behind him, can they? Because they're paying him so much. I think it's just, like we say, they've gone through managers, and where it's a lack of direction off the field as well, there doesn't seem to be any sort of joined up thinking when it comes to transfer policy. It's almost go and get the new toy, someone who's shone at a major tournament or has done well elsewhere, but not, and then kind of thinking where we're going to fit them into the team.
Well, it looks like half the Norwich fans have only just turned up. They'll be crestfallen to see the scoreboard when they get in. But it's typical, isn't it, around Easter? Get traffic from you don't know where it's going to or coming from, but there's loads of it. Long ball chipped over the top there for Manchester United, who, I mean, the thing is, Man United here have made a relatively iffy start, I think. But for one mistake from Ben Gibson, and they've got a goal. You know, I suppose 5 attempts, 3 on target, it's good enough, isn't it? They're not all over Norwich, but anyway. Norwich had 1 attempt, 1 effort on target. That was a good chance for Pukki. That brought out a good save from De Gea as Norman gives the ball away. Let's forget about Man United for the time being, even though they're on the ball. For Norwich, I mean, Gilmore's on the bench. I think Lucas Rupp's a good player as well. I don't quite understand their team selection, really. For me, I'd definitely start with Gilmore.
Yeah, and he's also a player, as we've seen in his Chelsea days and with Scotland in the Euros, a player who seems to relish the big stage. So you would have thought he really fancied himself playing at Old Trafford, but there's no secret where Norwich's issues lie. They don't score enough goals and they've let too many in. They've the lowest scorers in the whole of the Premier League, 20 goals in their 31 games, and I suppose the model they run, that is the risk, isn't it? Because you spend money on big players and strikers and they don't spend the money.
Yeah, Ronaldo on the ball. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, it's the other way around. You know, if you want to spend the big money, then it's usually on strikers, and you know. But do they have a system where they could play with a front two? A shot goes wide from Sancho at the edge of the area. Again, he was able to turn in plenty of time. He's all right foot, isn't he? And then he's always slightly off balance as he looks to turn that round the corner. I mean, it's not the worst attempt you're going to see, but it was well wide.
Yeah, he's on no backlift, so he can't quite wrap his right boot around the ball, so he's kind of drills it or fizzes it towards the goal, doesn't he, rather than curls it in towards Tim Krul. But seeing our first shots of Marcus Rashford, who I think we'll agree he's not the greatest season, but you still fancy him to get a place in the side. But he just, I don't know, John, is he going to be one of those who moves on in the summer? He just almost if the momentum stalled on his career. Yeah,
it's a difficult one, that, isn't it? And any movement for him, you think he's going to be, with all due respect him, probably a movement down into one of those, you know, middle ranking teams. I think somebody like West Ham or Wolves would love to have a player like that. I think the teams ahead of him would be scratching their chins about that, particularly for the expense. You know, I'm sure he's on a lot of money. Long ball to Pukki didn't quite find him.
Well, sorry, John, a hypothetical question for you. If West Ham win the Europa League and are in the Champions League next season and Manchester United are not, is that a step down for that season? I know it is in the wider context, Manchester United and West Ham and West Ham, but from a footballing point of view at the moment, if you're playing Champions League football, could that almost be cancel itself out, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point, but I think in the long term, you're up against the bottomless pits of cash. You know, maybe Rashford to Newcastle. So you know, a team like that who wants to spend money, wants to spend it quickly, and can sort of mount a challenge. And in the short term, you know, West Ham have been brilliant. But what we've seen from West Ham, I did them in midweek. I thought they were good. You know, it was a weird game, but they look like a team who can't play twice a week. I think that the Champions League might derail them to some degree. Here come Man United, edge of the area, chance for Pogba, trying to dribble his way through. But there's a yellow wall there, can't quite get round. Ball breaks to Dalot, tries to get the crossing blocked away. Anyway, we're halfway through the first half. It is Manchester United 1, Norwich City 0, and it's going to be Jack now. Take us through to half time.
Thanks, John. There is some decent news elsewhere for Norwich. Watford are trailing 1-0 at home to inform Brentford. Christian Norgard, the goal scorer in that. Still goalless between Southampton and Arsenal. And they're just about being kicked off in the FA Cup, aren't they? In the game at Wembley between Manchester City and Liverpool. Get your score in a second as the corner kick comes from Alex Telles, and I thought it was going to be catching practice for Tim Krul, but I think he just lost the flight of the ball, just about did enough. Now Timu Pukki loses his footing and recovers really well with a nice flick through the legs of Jadon Sancho, and the break could be on here. It's Rashica. He's got Dalot and Lingard chasing him back. Rashica on the right edge of the box going towards the corner flag, holds it up well. He needs to do something special now, the Kosovan, and well, he did just about enough, and Lingard, whether he did or he didn't, brought him down, and this is a good opportunity, a free kick on the right hand side, an opportunity to whip the ball in.
Yeah, I mean, he trod on his ankle there. Whether he did or he didn't, he absolutely did, and that was bound to have hurt. Rashica did well there, didn't he? And he's run down a blind alley, and Lingard did well because, you know, we don't expect him to be chasing back, but then, like we said, no Matic, no Fred, no McTominay in there, so they've all got to take it in turns. But he isn't a defender, he isn't a defensive midfielder. That's a real attacker's challenge from him, and Rashica really felt that, didn't he? But he's run down his blind alley, but what he didn't do was lose his head. He kept hold of the ball, Rashica, and he wants to recycle it, and then he's brought down from behind. But it's a decent opportunity for Norwich.
Yes, it is. And just looking at the benches, Big Shakespeare and Dean Smith deep in conversations. Should they have to make a change? Jonathan Rowe might be the man to come on. The 18-year-old's done really well whenever I've seen him starred at Anfield in the FA Cup for Norwich, and you feel he'd quite fancy making an impact at Old Trafford, but that's a bit premature. Looks like Rashica is back on his feet, deep in conversation with referee Andy Madley and the physio. Looks like he'll be able to play on. Hanley and Gibson will come up from the back, and who's spotting the ball? Might be Norman. Kenny McLean would occasionally be an option here, but he's gone towards the back post as an aerial threat, and it will be Norman, the Norwegian, to take it. Rashica just makes his way off the field, and Norman resets his hair and a couple of steps back and waits for the whistle. They do have options. We mentioned Hanley and Gibson, and McLean too, and Pookie in the box as well, all congregating towards the back post. The Norwich players. Norman's ball isn't a bad one, and Maguire has to head it over his shoulder as much as anything. I think it's going to be a throw, or is it going to be a corner kick? But nonetheless, I thought it was pretty smart defending by Maguire.
Yeah, he did well. He gets there first and he nods it past everybody. There were two men coming in behind him in yellow shirts. He couldn't take a risk.
No, he couldn't. It is a throw. No, in fact, it's a corner kick rather. Norman the man to take it. Being in swing it with his right foot. Kieran Dowell asking for it short. Should he need to? Pookie's in between Maguire and Ronaldo, who's barking out the orders. Ball comes in from Norman. It's flicked on at the near post, but to no one in a Norwich shirt. And Paul Pogba can now bring it forward down the left-hand side. Grant Hanley tracks back to make life difficult for him. Pookie and Byron there as well. Pogba does well to retain possession and find Lingard and Lindelof now. Maguire seemed to have switched over this week. Maguire playing from the right-hand side and Lindelof from the left in their central defensive combination. I noticed that with Varane as well a few times this season. So Ralph Rangnick obviously trying things to get the best out of Maguire, who comes forward and plays it back to Pogba. Pogba rolls it towards Alex Telles. It was behind the Brazilian, so he just had to check his run. Now Pogba 40 yards out, 1-2 between himself and Ronaldo. Dallow's an option on the right hand side. Should United look to use him? Instead, Maguire goes to the left, and Telles, who controls, and inside ball towards Lingard, plays it in towards Fernandez, is always stretching for him. It wasn't a sympathetic ball by Lingard, and just broke down the edge of the box.
Yeah, need to do a little bit better. I mean, they're quite comfortable in the game, aren't they? Really one chance for Norwich, but here come Manchester United.
Yeah, they come again. Lingard on the edge of the box, just working onto his left-hand side. It's back to Fernandez. He works onto his left-hand side. Well played by Kenny McLean there on the edge of the box. Picks his pocket and finds Dowell. He's got Pookie in front of him. I think a shame really, because neither Dowell nor Pookie are the quickest, and that just allowed Fernandez to get back in. We say they're comfortable, John, Manchester United. They are, but then again, how many games have we said that this season, and they've been come back to draw 1-1 or maybe even lose by just losing concentration late on. So you think they'll be desperate to get a second?
Oh yeah, I think like you said, I've got a feeling it's going to be more of a rout today, really. But I think they will, desperately need that second goal and make them more comfortable, for Norwich. We're talking about the way that they could succeed today, maybe 1-0. Well, they're a goal down already, so that makes life doubly difficult for a team who's not scoring goals. 2 goals for Man United. It's very difficult to see Norwich City winning this 3-2, isn't it? I know they actually did that to Man City, didn't they, a couple of seasons back, 1-3-2, that was at Carrow Road, but very difficult to see that kind of scoreline today.
Yeah, Jan Ulis is coming forward though. He's got a man on his left-hand side, Rashica. He goes back to Pierre Lys-Malou, and somehow he gets back to the Greek fullback, who finds Dowell, prods it away to Rashica, who goes down the left-hand side. Dalot just gets enough of a block, and Pogba, the game's so easy when he's in the mood, and he just brings it down really nicely on his thighs, and then sets Elanga away down the right-hand side. Ronaldo's at the back post, Lingard towards the near, he controls it, gets the shot away. In fact, it was Sancho, wasn't it? And a good block by Grant Hanley.
Yeah, it was. Sancho took the ball in the box there, got his right foot shot away, but yeah, the skipper for Norwich was more than the equal of that. Like you said, Ronnie was at the far post waiting for it. Yeah, decent stuff from Manchester United.
Alex Tellez now. Lingard 30 yards out, central position. Pogba's just square if he wants to use him, and he does. Dalot, same ball to him. Elanga's inside, and Sancho's come to the right hand side now. Looks like Elanga's the middle man with Ronaldo on the left. Elanga to the byline towards the back post, searching ball away by Grant Hanley. Rashica and Janulis will almost get in each other's way, I think, the way they cleared that. Janulis was the man with the volley away. Elanga put him under a bit of pressure, but not enough. It wasn't great by the Greek, you have to say, and Manchester United come up with the ball again. Of course, it's a 3:30 kick-off in the FA Cup semi-final. I had in my mind it was 3:15 between Manchester City and Liverpool. Manchester United through Elanga, playing to Ronaldo. Dalot on the overlapping run towards the back post, and saved well by Tim Krul. It was Jesse Lingard just getting across that near post there, toe poking it towards the goalkeeper. It was pretty much straight at him, but still the reflexes had to be there.
Yeah, when they go forward, they've got plenty of runners, obviously, with the personnel that they've got. Dalot's cutback was good, wasn't it? But so too was the save there, just got his body in the way. Tim Krul made sure that that wasn't 2-0.
So he did, and another corner kick for Manchester United. Tim Krul waits in his turquoise kit. Alex Tellez into his left foot. The head comes in. It's 2-0. Cristiano Ronaldo at the double for the Red Devils. Just got up above his man. No men on the post either for Norwich. And a pretty routine goal there for the Red Devils. 2-0.
I think there's only one striker in world football who's as resplendent in the air, and that's Benzema. But yeah, that was terrific from Ronaldo. He's got such a good leap, hasn't he? He's such an athlete. It was a good ball in, but he just hadn't stopped scoring, has he? We can, talk about the style of play that needs to suit him, but he's going to come up with the goods, and it's just another really good header from him. Yeah,
Tellez ball from the near side just gets above. I'm not quite sure who his man was. Was it Gibson? I think it was. Gets the run on him. Gibson just can't get the jump. Ronaldo nods it over his shoulder into the far corner, which he knows is unguarded. And 2-0 to the Red Devils. Premier League goals 13 and 14 for the Manchester number 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ben Gibson's having a day to forget, isn't he? He just switches off for a nanosecond there. And in that small passage of play, it's just, right, I'm 2 strides ahead of you now, mate. He's never going to catch up, is he? If he wants to mark him, I think you've got to contact him, don't you? You can feel when he's going, if you've got a sort of hand on him, that kind of thing. You don't have to have arms wrapped around him or anything, but just be able to feel it when he's moving, and then you can compete. But he stood off, watching the ball, and then he watches Ronaldo just run in front of him and nod it in. It's not good enough, that.
No, as things stand, Manchester United would rise to 6th in the table, replacing West Ham, who play tomorrow against Burnley. Dowell, Rashica scoops it towards the back post. Maguire gets the header away. Norman picks up the seconds, and was he pushed by Ronaldo? Yes, I think the momentum took him down, so a free kick to Norwich. Pretty central position. I'm pleased to have the free kick, but it's maybe just too far out to shoot, and then it's an awkward angle because it's so central to cross it to a teammate.
Yeah, it's right. I tell you what, today I think they're aware that that they've got to work harder, Man United, and chase back. They're sort of doing that in fits and starts. But the other thing about it is fairly obvious. Their attackers don't challenge in the same way as midfielders or defensive screens, do they? And a lot of it's blundering into the back of people when they don't really need to do it.
Looks like Norman's going to line this up and have a go himself. It's a low effort, and De Gea just watched it go past the far post. The Norwegian, it was only a one-man wall. Sancho, he slipped actually as he struck it. Another point maybe that we've not really mentioned so far, John, on the Manchester United attackers chasing back. Ajax play PSV Eindhoven in the Dutch Cup final tomorrow night, and apparently there's going to be an announcement on the new manager after that game. So do we suspect that it's a done deal with Erik ten Hag?
I think so. I don't think Schmidt will be getting the job, do you? Yeah, it seems like that, doesn't it? Again, you'd have to wish him a lot of luck, but I think that there's a lot of politics and all that to sort out at Manchester United.
Yes, Sancho inside left position. Looks to square it towards Ronaldo, of course, on that hat-trick, so he was lining one up. But this is where Norwich can hurt Manchester United. They've got a 3-on-2. It's Lys Malou. He's got Rashica to his left, Pukki to his right, and he goes on his own down the middle. That's poor by the Frenchman. An easy block, actually, for Lindelof, who did really well to block off the pass towards Pukki. Lys Malou looked like a player lacking confidence there. He did score last week, but that's not his situation.
Well, I mean, if that isn't what is, you know, he's a good player, but the 3 against 2. So what do? You have to hand it to the centre backs there, because they didn't sell their souls, did they? You know, didn't make it easy, either of them. I think, you know, if you're Pukki or if you're Rashica, you've probably got to do a little bit more than just run a little bit wider out. You know, I think they really needed to drag the 2 centre backs away, but didn't do that. So therefore, Lys Malou didn't punch a hole in the middle. Instead, he was blocked off. But it's a great opportunity, that. And there we go, holding midfielders. They're sharing it around, the responsibility, but there was no Pogba, there was none of the other guys, and that's what can happen. Couldn't capitalise, and they've needed to do that. So a great opportunity for Norwich, and a real mess, and Lys Malou's still apologising.
Yeah, well, there was such a big gap. Pogba had to go after, I think it was McLean who played it through to him, to Lys Malou. Had to go and engage him, and Lys Malou just took half a step or so too far. Lindelof and Maguire did really well to make life tough for the Frenchman. But there, the opportunities that Norwich have to be sharper on. Gibson plays it long, headed down by Lindelof, and Rashica can turn. He's got Lys Malou on his left-hand side. He's going to go for it himself, though, Rashica, but he runs into Harry Maguire, who tackles him well. Now Jadon Sancho will play a poor ball towards Ronaldo rather than to Ronaldo. And Sam Byram steps in and makes a good interception. But Norwich just need to be sharper when they have possession themselves. Norman rolls it into Janulis. Back to Norman, just inside his own half. Fires it to Grant Hanley. And Sam Byram, and playing in front of Manchester United at the moment. We look at how Man United are lining up. It's certainly Pogba who's the middle of the midfield 5. But when they don't have the ball, or where Norwich attack with pace, they do lack a screen the back 4. It's a decent ball forward to Rashica down by the left-hand side. And dinks it in, but comfortable, really. I don't think Rashica ever really looked comfortable on his left foot there, John.
No, he didn't. He didn't get enough purchase on that. There were 2 yellow shirts in the box for him to find, and really it was nowhere near either. I'd have to say that this game as a spectacle is disappointing. You know, you suspected that Man United might end up outscoring Norwich, and that's the way it's going. And there's been little bits and pieces of quality. Overall, though, it's not a great game.
Ronaldo, edge of the box, left-hand side. With his right foot, he'll look towards Elanga, who controls it really nicely in the air. Dello will float towards back post, overhead kick. You can tell he's on for a hat-trick with that one there. Ronaldo, he thought about nodding it, then made sure he got in front of the ball, so he could go for the bicycle kick, but well over the crossbar.
Well, I guess he's on for a perfect hat-trick, isn't he? Did he... what did he score his first one with? I mean, I don't know if it's his right foot or what, and one's a header. I think it's a German hat-trick, isn't it, when it right, left and a header. But anyway, and it's got to be in the first half as well, weirdly enough. Anyway, Ronaldo didn't go too close there with that overhead kick.
No, Janulis played a really poor pass to Rashica, who then doesn't really put much pressure on Harry Maguire, who then himself doesn't play a great ball, but Norwich were ball watching themselves a bit there, and United skipper can then switch the play towards Ronaldo, who seems to be playing exclusively from the left in the last 10 minutes or so, almost into the 41st minute. It's independent off-tube studio commentary. Manchester United 2, Norwich 0, a brace from Cristiano Ronaldo. And Man U, I'd say, pretty comfortable, but Norwich have shown signs on the break, but it's about taking those opportunities and not conceding more goals. United coming forward again. Lingard just stumbles as he was trying to get on to a Fernandez pass. Dowell then gives it away, but fortunately for him, it bounced off the shins of a United player and towards Lys Malou, who fires a searching ball towards Teemu Pukki. David Hare has enough time to come out and clear. Lys Malou then wins the header ahead of Paul Pogba. Has the ball gone out? No, it hasn't. Great skill by Pogba then through the legs of Lys Malou. He's still going. Pogba looking to get the foul of Kenny McLean. McLean did, but the advantage being played, and they've got an overload on the left hand side now. Have Manchester United. Sancho dances into the box, tricks his way past one, goes down the left hand side. Decent ball back. A couple of Norwich players actually stepped over it, and if someone had been on the penalty spot, they would have been able to run in and smash it in for a third Manchester United goal, but it wasn't the case, and Rashica cleared his lines.
I was just watching Ronaldo in that, and he was brilliant. You know, he's sort of dwelling at the far post. It's like, you know, they've forgotten all about him. I can't do any damage here, can I? And then he sprints to the near, and all the while I'm waiting for Sancho to find him. I think he's going to tap it in for 3. Sancho doesn't look up, and subsequently he doesn't find him, and then nothing happens. But you know, if you're playing that Manchester United team, you just want to keep finding him in and around the edge of the area. He's dynamite, and he finds space so well. You know, he catches players napping, and he just plays on that. He's got all the attributes of a goal scorer, but he's just a footballing brain, isn't he, Ronaldo?
He absolutely is, isn't he? As Dalot has it on the right hand side. Back inside to Fernandez. Switch to Maguire. Nice ball forward by Pogba. Ronaldo in the box again. It was Alex Tellez turning smartly on the edge of the box, but away by Norwich. Lindelof, who's had another decent game at the back, just comes across and makes the interception.
Oh, by the way, it was a goal at Wembley. Man City 0, Liverpool 1. Ibrahim Kanate on 9 minutes.
Scored in the week as well, didn't he, Kanate? And Manchester City have had to rotate for this game, and it's far from their strongest 11. They've got a number of injuries, and you just wonder if this is Liverpool's chance to really strike. Both playing midweek. It's actually Manchester United for Liverpool next time out on Tuesday at home, and Brighton at home for City as Norwich come forward. Giannoulis down the left hand side. He's got Pukki inside him. Oh, he just delayed and delayed and delayed. Great covering by Lindelof, but the ball was there, John. I don't know. It's almost if he didn't have the ball under control when he was running forward there, Giannoulis. He just needed, his first touch wasn't the best, and his second one was almost underneath him. He just needed to prod it in towards Pukki. Just couldn't do it.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question there. Where was Dalot? He's a right back and he's just gone. You know, Giannoulis runs from the halfway line with nobody with him. I mean, I'm talking, he's got, 10, 15 metres of space. Just don't believe what I'm seeing from Manchester United. They're so sloppy, aren't they?
They are, as Lys Malou's corner comes in. It's away quite comfortably by Lindelof. Kenny Dowell. Kieran Dowell, rather. Wide to Byron. Inside to Lys Malou. He'll cross again. It's a deep one. And this time it's Bruno Fernandes actually getting back there. He makes a good interception, but it will be another corner kick creeping towards halfway. And Norwich need to be better with these deliveries. Lys Malou took the last one. Norman's also an option should they look to whip the ball in.
Looking like a good day for Man United. Southampton have just taken the lead against Arsenal.
Well, it's back to Teemu Pukki on the spin. Couldn't keep it down though.
Yep, Jan Bednarek just scored. Arsenal beaten last time at home by Brighton. Now they're away and losing at St Mary's.
Yeah, it's a strange old day in the battle for the top 4, isn't it? As mentioned, West Ham play Burnley tomorrow at 2 o'clock. A game you can catch on this service.
Do you think, I mean, the Dyche thing, I think took everybody by surprise. Just seems a remarkably stupid thing to do you think?
I don't necessarily, I was surprised by it, but the timing is also strange. What are the That will break off as Pukki gets into the box again. Fires it across 2-1. It's a free header at the back post. And we mentioned Ronaldo's goal was easy. Dowell's just headed in unmarked at the back post. Muted celebrations by the Canaries. But there's, well, that tells its own story. Lindelof, who's kept Man United together at the back at times in this game, remonstrating with those around him because they all switched off.
Yeah, well, let's take a look then. We know where Dell's going to come from. There is Alex Telles out on the field, I'm pretty sure about that, who never looks. He didn't take one look what's over his shoulder. I mean, we just tore off Della for not getting back, but Telles has got to look over his shoulder. Where's that goal going to come from? Space isn't going to score the goal. It's going to be somebody. Telles never at one point took a look.
Well, Dowell's on the 6-yard line, and Telles is on the penalty spot. That's his man. It's Dowell. It's a good cushioned header, but he didn't have to do much. It was really good ball in fact, by Teemu Pukki. But yeah, this went to sleep there, and that is the issue for Manchester United. Dalot probably should have been stronger as well in the initial bit of play, as Lingard's gone down after being shrugged off by Grant Hanley. He's clutching his face though, is Lingard, and rolling around on the floor. Referee Andy Madley happy to play on for the moment. He will stop it now for a head injury.
We needed to react sooner to that. He didn't know, did he? Just getting back to the game though, I said I'm not impressed by Man United in this game. I mean, we saw Pukki through 1-on-1, De Gea a great save. Then they had a 3 against 2 Norwich, and Lise Malou made a right mess of it. They've just had an attack down the left where Giannoulis was all by himself, and it was a shocking ball from him. And then when they've scored at Norwich, it literally is I mean, I would have fancied either of us just to nod that into the back of the net. It was that easy. Liverpool have grabbed a second, by the way. Just too easy, that. Man United in this formation, playing like this, they might end up winning 4-1. But they could easily concede again if they play like they've done the first half. Yeah,
I'm with you there as Grant Hanley has his foot on the ball, goes long, searching towards Teemu Pukki, away by Telles, and a bit untidy all round. We have played the 2 additional. Eyes on Andy Madley as Norwich continue to come forward. Telles has just run past his man as he's looking to tackle him, and Dowell breaks it forward. Good ball as well. Wide to Giannoulis, searches towards Pukki. It's just behind the Finn. His ball's not dead though. Dowell on the right hand side. Scoot ball's a good one towards Rashica. Back towards the penalty spot. Away, bicycle kick by Bruno Fernandes. But Manchester United are not convincing at the moment. It looked like the game was theirs. Cristiano Ronaldo at the double, putting them 2-0 ahead. But Kieran Dowell's 1 goal, his header at the back post, has really made this game exciting. Join us shortly for second half coverage.
It's half time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed a second, Ronaldo again a header after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had had chances. Teemu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed a second, Ronaldo again a header after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had had chances. Teemu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou made a mess. But eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it show. But they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again ahead it after he got the run on Gibson. But Norwich had chances. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2, Lise Malou Merimes, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson. They grabbed the second, Ronaldo again a header after he got there on Gibson. But Norwich had a chance. Temu Pukki 1-on-1, a good save De Gea, then a 3 against 2. Lise Malou made a mess, but eventually Dowell at the far post, an easy header for 2-1. It's half-time at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Norwich City 1. Man United with no holding midfielders today, Boyd's it showed, but they did grab the first goal in 7 minutes. Ronaldo a tap in after brilliant work from Ilanga robbing Ben Gibson.
Right then, they're back out with the second half, and indeed they have kicked off. Manchester United 2, Norwich 1. The game's not one for Manchester United, is it, Jack? They've, held what looked an emphatic lead and really defended that badly. It's no surprise that Norwich have got back in.
Yeah, you can't trust them, can you, Manchester United? They're such an enigma, aren't they? It looked like the game was theirs. You looked at the scoreline, 2-0 up, you'd think comfortable afternoon, but that ignores the fact that Norwich have had 3 or 4 chances, a couple of really clear counter-attacks that they didn't make the most of, and then deservedly, I think, got a goal towards the break to halve the deficit and give themselves a chance.
Yeah, they've got every chance, haven't they, here? But not if Ronaldo has anything to do with it. This time, Toe punts a shot from inside the box, right-footed. He was aiming where he was running, and unfortunately for him was wide of the goal. Lingard's down again, just got winded in that. Referee Andy Madley has a word, but he's all right. Let's take another look how it developed. Lovely give and go, and in the end, good build-up play, typical of Ronaldo. Others around him might be struggling, but he's doing his job pretty well. But that's never really what's the issue, is it? It is about those midfielders that they need to shore the team up and to work hard. You know, boy, do they need another Roy Keane or somebody like that in there. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, when he realised that they'd sort of re-signed Ronaldo, said, well, I did ask for a midfielder. And where is he now? Anyway, there's a player down, not sure who that is. One of the Norwich City players down. And it's McLean who got the elbow. Pogba going for the same ball. I don't think there was anything meant by that, but nonetheless, I think that hurt.
Yeah, it's a sort of one in the lower back, isn't it? It's just a case of Pogba getting the jump on the Scot there. Went up well there. Pogba won the ball cleanly. Just unfortunate for the Norwich man that he happened to be underneath the Frenchman, and obviously one that takes the wind out of you. Yeah,
in the FA Cup semi-final, it's Man City 0, Liverpool 2. They're closing in on half-time. Elsewhere today, Spurs were beaten at home by Brighton, and deservedly so. That was a really good game. Southampton are beating Arsenal, and Watford are getting beaten at home by Brentford, and I feel if they can't get anything out of that game, then they probably are doomed. That revolving door management style not necessarily working out for them. As Hanley goes back, finds Gibson, who seems to have learnt his lesson today. Back to his full-back, Giannoulis. And gets it out of his feet, back to Gibson again, uses the ball quickly, back to Kroll, who thumps it into midfield, picked up by Pogba. And then the ball laid back for Dalot, who's running. Lingard looking for him, just dabs it back, doesn't quite find him. Man United still on the attack. Sancho now in the box, and the ball comes in, headed away by Hanley. I mean, Dalot there's racing forward like he's going to be, the next big thing in the box there. I just think they had one break, Norwich, with Giannoulis, and if you've got no holding midfielders, and if you are a full-back, you think maybe I should hang back today. Maybe really I should be below the halfway line. But it's like every single man jack of the Man United players wants to make a name for themselves today.
Yeah, you'd think maybe I'm playing full-back and I should be on the right-hand side of the defence, but he's so far out of position on a number of occasions. And the same with Alex Telles as well. They're really weak, it seems, in that area. I think Luke Shaw's a real step up on Telles, and he's not quite sure between Wan-Bissaka, is he? Ooh, almost a third maybe for Manchester United. A scramble as Lingard, great technique, saved though by Krul to his right-hand side. But I think we're just making more problems for whoever comes in at Manchester United by just putting out more positions where they're going to need some reinforcements.
Yeah, virtually all of them. We suspect Ronnie won't last forever. Never a problem seemingly throwing the checkbook at strikers though at Manchester United. Cavani's played quite. Ibrahimovic played quite well when he was there, but that wasn't it. Everything had to go through him. It is Norwich on the ball. They're playing out from the back now, and they've done that relatively well. Norman picks the ball up. I think he's a decent player, Matthias Norman. Just shifts his body weight there, buys him a second. I don't think midfield have been their problem this year. I think Lucas Rupp's a fine player as well. He not playing today, and I would be starting with Gilmore, but Dean Smith doesn't seem to fancy him quite as much as I do. Anyway, the ball now with Lingard. I think Norwich's real problem is the talent who's going to hit the back of the net, really. You know, there's nobody really behind Pukki. The ball given away again by Man United, and although it's won back briefly by Norwich, it seems, you know, there is a ceiling to their talent, and it's sort of that final ball. You know, I think if you get you know, good enough opportunities, Pukki will take them. He's a decent striker, but they just, you know, they can't get enough good ball to him.
No, they can't, and we mentioned it in the first half, the lowest scorers in the Premier League. It's no secret, as even that goal today leaves them 4 behind Burnley, who had notoriously low scorers. And well, here comes Ronaldo, ball just too strong from Sancho towards him. But yeah, unfortunately, you pay the big bucks for the strikers, and Norwich don't have the money, and I think wisely as well, don't want to put themselves in trouble.
Here is Pukki, he's through, his opportunity for him, and he puts it in the back of the net. You give him a good ball and he'll put it in the back of the net for you. Manchester United 2, Norwich 2.
Wow, forget everything I said. What a player, what a finish by Teemu Pukki. Kieran Dowell as well as having a great game, great weight of pass to Pukki, who shifted his weight onto his left hand side as if he was going to go there, past De Gea. De Gea tried to make himself big, but was eventually back on his heels, and there was Pukki, just wrapped his foot round it, in off the inside of the post. Brilliant finish. Is he onside? Oh, John, what do you think?
I think he's off.
Yeah,
I think he's just off. It's a tight one, that. It's a great finish, but for me he's just off. The other thing about that, look at Lindelof in front of him, and he said to Tellez, he's your man, and I'm going to try and cut out the ball in the middle. Looks like VAR. He's going to rule it out, though. That's a shame. So tight, that. Onside, they're calling it. Whoa, that's really tight. Well done, Teemu Pukki, then keeping onside, and the finish really incisive there. So the goal will stand. Good for him. But that's terrible defending again. You know what? What does Lindelof do there? He's got a man to mark. He could decide to pick Pukki up himself, but he throws his arm out as if to say to Tellez, he's your man. He abdicates responsibility here, basically. Tellez doesn't bust a gut to get to Teemu Pukki either, though, does he? You know, it's just really rank bad defending there from Manchester United. You know, we're talking about where they're not so strong and all that, but you run through the team. All right going forward, but you know, in midfield and at the back, not particularly great. But it was a good strike by Pukki. Came off the post, and 2-apiece, game on.
Absolutely, and Norwich are coming forward again here. Pukki almost through there. Leesmalu's ball cut out by Maguire, but the seconds fall into Norwich. Leesmalu again, he's got Rashik on the right side, can't find him, but Tellez made, oh no, it was actually Jadon Sancho made a good interception there.
Where is Tellez?
But I'm just going back, Lindelof, like they'll go through that on Monday morning, and he'll say, maybe I should have gone to Teemu Pukki, but I don't think Alex Tellez was going to cover my man inside, so Pukki would have been squaring to an open man. It's like just an absolute mess, this defence.
It's funny, isn't it? It's funny watching it. If you're a Man United fan, you'll have to forgive us, because they're just too bad to be true. You know, they're making Norwich look like world beaters here. Anyway, Sancho picks the ball up now for the neutral. Listen, it's really exciting. Lingard now gets the ball out of his feet. It's a good pass out to right hand side for Dalot, who whips the ball in through the box. Will be picked up by Sancho at the byline, almost at the corner flag on the left hand side. He goes back on his inside, and there is Tellez. What position? Well, he drifts on the inside now. Of course he does. As Pogba now finds Lingard, and it seems like the Man United players want to play off the cuff. Here's Sancho now into the box. Real opportunity for them. Steps and he steps. Can he get his shot away? No, he doesn't. He leaves the ball. Eventually, a shot comes in. Big deflection, and eventually that will be nodded away. Ball picked up and held in then by. I think that was Kieran Dowell. And now the counter-attack is on again. Who's back? Does anybody want to defend? Seemingly not. Pukki now heads it. They've got bodies into the box. They go again. Shot comes in. What a save from De Gea, diving to his right hand side. Norwich nearly took the lead.
What a save that is, but again it's 3, maybe 4 on 2 in Norwich's favour. Manchester United, you're looking at them just wide open in midfield, and I'm just looking at Dallow's defending there. The ball goes away from him, he just stops, and he just like walks rather than following it and maybe making an interception. It's just a lack of awareness all round.
It's nuts, isn't it? It's nuts to watch. I tell you what, they're going to have to make some changes, aren't they? I think they do worse than go to a back 3 if the fullbacks are going to mess about like that. They've got they've got Matic on the bench. He's not going to be at the club next season, but he plays the odd good game. I don't know if clubs would really gamble on him, week in, week out. I don't quite know where he'd end up. As Pogba, long raking ball there, he just gets it wrong off his toe end. Looking at the bench today, right, for Manchester United, Bayou's on the bench. Not sure. Jones, yesterday's news maybe. Mata, past glories for him. And they don't need a player like that, do they now, Juan Mata? They've got all sorts of players like that. Henderson, the goalkeeper, Wan-Bissaka, Matic, Maybury, I don't know. I think he's played well in the reserve team. And Garnacho Ferreira, number 75, again, not a clue. Really, Matic should be playing, shouldn't he, though, I think, if he's fit.
Would he be quick enough to stop this break from Norwich? Would he be quick enough to do the work of 2 men? That's probably my argument. You mentioned the words off the cuff earlier, John, and I thought, well, why don't you change things around going forward? Put Sancho on the right hand side, Elanga on the left. Give Norwich something to think about. They have done that now, but I think Manchester United, for all its attacking quality, they've become quite predictable in this game, in that they get to a certain point and then Norwich just line up on the edge of the box and they have to play in front of them. They've got the talent but no variety in the play, and then because everyone's pushing forward, they've got no one at the back.
Yeah, this is how not to, isn't it? It's like a cautionary tale, this. I mean, the punters in at Old Trafford who pay a lot of money for the season tickets, I've seen this week in, week out, haven't they? It's always the next embarrassing poor display. I mean, they could go on and win this, but it's the bottom club who are giving them a bloody nose, and they're 2 apiece. And there's all that expensive talent out on the field for Manchester United. Here is Dalot. It's the ball out with his feet. And Sancho tries to find him, but pocket pick there. Lisa Malou now on the ball. Lays it off left hand side. There's a little cut there by Rashika. He holds it. McLean playing out from the back. Very nearly pocket picked by Lang. He nearly does it again to Gibson, doesn't he, there? He's a live wires, this Swede, he really is. But Norwich pick up the ball, and again the ball to Pukki. Lindelof this time decides he might mark him, but Pukki still has the ball with him. Eventually the ball didn't quite break to Kieran Dowell in the box. When you see Norwich players sprinting towards that Manchester United goal, you see the Manchester United players, midfielders, jogging back. They don't even keep up with them, do they? It's like there's no attempt. And it's almost like, well, nobody else is bothering, so I won't. Here is Ronaldo, left-hand side. Into the box he goes, lays the ball back then for Tellez. Little flick from the Brazilian. Ronaldo's shot, he's blocked away by Byram, but at the expense of a corner.
Yeah, at the expense of a corner and almost a bit of breathing space for Manchester United, isn't it? I didn't think we were going to be saying that at 2-0. It allows Alex Maguire and Lindelof a bit of a break, and they need a good ball in from Tellez.
Emmanuel Dennis has got one back for Watford against Brentford, 1 apiece there. As the corner kick comes in, there's a header straight into the hands of Krul. Might be Ronaldo again who got the final header there, bullet header, but straight at the keeper.
Yeah, and Paul Pogba's slamming the ground in frustration, and I'm not quite sure why. Does he think the ball should have been his? Did he give the shout and Ronaldo got in front of him, or did he catch the head of a Norwich player. Ronaldo's going to console him. It's Norman who's down on the ground. I think it'll be a drop ball, Norwich ball. I'm not quite sure what Pogba's remonstrating for here, but he's in no mood to get back towards his midfield position.
Right, let's take a look.
Ooh, it's Maguire goes over and catches Pogba, isn't it? Ooh, yes, I saw one. That studs right along the chin. He didn't look to have any blood or anything like that, but obviously they're checking him over. But yeah, he's not happy at all, Paul Pogba.
No, I mean, he also might have broken his wrist punching the ground. Don't know what that's all about. Usually, if you're in pain, you know, one of those things. But yeah, caught by his own man. We're looking at Pukki's goal now. He looked for all the world. He just strayed off, didn't he? Actually, but it's a lovely ball from Kieran Dowell. 1-2 touches from Pukki, but you know, that's it. If you're a striker in the Premier League, you hardly ever get a chance to set yourself like he did. 2 touches and then a strike. You know, gets it out of his feet. And I can do a little bit better. I can get a better angle. Okay, touch again, and then just look up. All the time in the world to get the striker. He's not going to get closed down. Looks like Nemanja Matic is going to come on.
Wouldn't it have been better to start with Matic than bring him on now? Like with them 3-1 up.
Oh, it might well be that Lingard is going to see his number shown. That's like it's all down to him, isn't it?
Well, why? Lingard's not the worst player out there. There are certainly players who aren't performing at the level of him. Is it because he's not got the reputation or he's out of contract? They did this a couple of times with Donny van der Beek. You remember they lost 2-1 to Young Boys. Wan-Bissaka got sent off and they took Van der Beek off because they had to change formation because they couldn't trust Pogba or Fernandes to run back, basically. So it just left Fred in the middle of the park with a lot of work to do.
Oh, they're giving the ball away. Here's an opportunity then. Oh, and a little cheeky chip then, but De Gea was probably back in time and the ball floats over the top. And I think that was Kieran Dowell again, was it? He was having a decent game out there, but it absolutely super sloppy from Manchester United.
Fernandes giving the ball away and then no one really going towards Dowell. And yep, Lingard, first start for some time, he's been taken off. But yeah, I think that's mightily unfair, I have to say.
Yeah, I agree with that. He'd every right to be frustrated. Sits down, and yeah, nobody would want to sat next to him for the next 10 or 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, while he cools down. But that's like saying we were terrible, and then we took Lingard off, put Matic on, and we were great. You know, that kind of thing's going to happen, isn't it? You don't want that, and it's a collective failure for that team today. But anyway, he's the man who's got the hook. Might have scored in that first half as well. There was a good strike from him, wasn't there, at the near post? But Krull saved that. Manchester United 2, Norwich 2. So, yeah, not the scoreline I was expecting at 2-0. They looked fairly handsome. But there's no doubt that Norwich have deserved, you know, to be at level terms. They've created a number of chances in here. They go again left-hand side. And it is Lys Malou. Dallo with him, but the ball flicked, didn't quite reach Rashika. And Pogba, lovely footwork from him. He bounces the next would-be challenger. And now Tellez over the halfway line has got Sancho ahead of him. Barham nearly commits, not quite. They stood off Sancho at the edge of the area. Ball now with Matic, puts a ball in. Too easy that for Tim Krul. And he comfortably collects that one. Half time in the FA Cup semi-final, and Liverpool are 3-0 up. That's quite something. And in our game, well, Ralph Rangnick's got this hangdog expression. He's never looked like the man in charge. And it all looks like it's come as a big surprise to him, but clearly he's the man who put that team out on the field. Anyway, the new manager can't come quickly enough, but again, they need a complete sort of a major scaffolding job on this team, and it, you know, so far today you can see everything that's kind of wrong with it, can't you?
There doesn't seem to be any clarification as to whether Norman's made a mistake. Comes to Fernandez. Back to Fernandez is behind him. Good covering challenge there by Hanley. Norman holds his hands up in apology, but again Norwich come forward. It's one ball and it's taken half the Manchester United defence out the game.
Rishitska now a chance to break on Dallow. Ball into the box and Pukki rises for it. Just loops over his head. Yeah, it's another half chance, that, isn't it? And just too easy, like you said.
Well, I was going to say there was an opportunity before where Lise Malou misplaced the ball to Pogba, but Pogba in the olden days, in Manchester United's glory days, Pogba would never have got that ball because Gary Neville or John O'Shea or Wes Brown or Raphael, whoever's playing right back, would have smashed it into the stand because they would have already been turning to defend the ball when it was played forward, whereas Dallow just doesn't quite have that anticipation, does he? Going back to Ralph Rangnick, you mentioned they need a long-term job. That was going to be his job. There doesn't seem to be any sort of clarification, so if they let him go, the man who's supposed to sort it out long-term because he's not done well in a short-term job he was never meant to have, that would pretty much sum up how the club's gone in recent years.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, you're right. If you think about the past fullbacks, some real work on Valencia. How strong was he? He wouldn't let anybody go past him, would he? And that kind of thing's missing. Here we go again. Where's Tellez? Well, I tell you what, he's not there. Byron puts the ball in, takes a deflection off Tellez's boot. It doesn't help that you hung out to dry as a fullback at Man United either. I remember back in the day when they always had good wingers, Gordon Hill and Steve Coppell before Giggs and Kanchelskis and all that. And they used to work back hard to help the fullbacks out as well, didn't they? Now it doesn't seem to be like that. You've got an inside right and left. They don't hug the touchline. They don't chase back, and it leaves the team exposed. And then you've got your two fullbacks who don't seem to want to defend properly anyway. And here come Norwich again. And look at that. Pogba couldn't be bothered running back now with Kieran Dowell. But his touch is dead heavy in the middle of the park. He has it taken off him. But Pogba couldn't be bothered there. Dowell just jogged past him. Anyway, we'll break off. Here is Sancho on the ball. And he's at the edge of the area again. Gets it out of his feet. Chance for a strike maybe. Little heel now. Bruno Fernandes, can he get a strike? No, he can't. And now is Dallow on the overlap. Chance to play the ball in. It goes back to the edge of the box. And then a pocket picked again for Norwich. Can Pukki hold it up? Yes, he can. He was being fouled, I felt there. And anyway, there's the second foul in the middle of the park as Norman is brought tumbling to the ground. Right, we're 3/4 of the way through the game. You're listening to independent off-tube studio commentary. It could go either way, this game, it really could. And it's going to be Jack Ogleby now to take us through to full time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good next 20-25 minutes or so. This game has been not filled with quality, but filled with fun and excitement. And I think it's just bubbling under nicely. Just looking at the demeanour of the Manchester United players, there's not a lot of communication there, is there, John? I mean, Fernandes is kind of turning around and asking someone, but there's no one screaming, shouting, telling everyone just where to be, and there's no urgency. It's just all very flat.
Well, who are the leaders in that team? Ronaldo's a great player, but he's never quite been that, leading by example. If you want, he just scores goals, that always helps you as a team. But he's an individual, isn't he? Bruno seems a very quiet chap as well. Pogba, well, it seems like the club didn't want him for a long while. I'm not saying he's not trying out there, but again, he's a bit more of a maverick, isn't he? Then you've got your flighty wingers, Elanga and Sancho, and Maguire's struggled with his form a bit this season. The two full-backs, not really. So where's the leadership? You just don't see it in this team.
Yeah, Norman plays it in again. Oh, it's Rashika. Good block this time. We've criticised him this afternoon, but Dallow gets across and makes the interception. Corner kick to Norwich. Norman's just got 3 Manchester United players ambling towards him as he makes a good 10 yards and then passes it through to Rashika. Dallow did well on that occasion, but again, it's just too easy.
Dallow did well because the ball's on the inside. Anything that's over his shoulder, both of them have drifted in too deep. This time it actually helps out, doesn't he, as he gets the blocking.
Dowell's ball comes in, and it's a header. It was Sam Byram running onto it. Couldn't find the target. He came from deep. Did the former Leeds man, 28 years old. Ooh, that's Gibson. It's a goal. It's just because Sam Byram's not as tall as Gibson, basically. A taller man just nods that in, I think, John.
I think it's one of those where he hasn't timed his run to perfection, so when he reaches the ball, the weight of his body is going back to sort of fetch it, and that makes life more difficult. I don't know whether that's him overrunning the ball or just mistiming it, or just the way the cookie crumbles, but in the end he couldn't quite get the header he wanted.
He couldn't, as Pogba loses out to Lise Malou. Fire it into Pukki. Now it's a foot race between Pukki and Lindelof, and Lindelof did just about enough there. Looked for a second that Pukki was going to go past him, but those 32-year-old legs couldn't get past the 27-year-old ones. And again, Lindelof left one-on-one.
I think that Pukki could beat him over 10 or 15 yards, but as soon as Lindelof's long legs actually get moving, he's quite quick over the ground, isn't he?
Pogba now rolls it right along the halfway line into the final 20 minutes. Independent Tube Studio commentary. Manchester United 2, Norwich 2. Elsewhere, still Southampton leading 1-0 against Arsenal. Watford 1, Brentford 1, as the ball's flicked over the top. Ronaldo can't quite bring it in. Brighton 1 away at Tottenham as well earlier in the day. It's just opening up really today for Manchester United. A look at the live table. And this result would only see them 6th, but they still have to play Arsenal. It's Liverpool and Arsenal in their next 2 games, so you feel like they have to win this one. A Champions League spot, definitely, but even a Europa League spot, they might struggle if they don't win this one. Yeah,
I mean, it's a must-win, isn't it? Let's face it, they're playing against the bottom club. We can be as nice as we like about how Norwich have played today and how they've exploited the gaps and all that, but they're the bottom team. And Man United are usually expected to thump these kind of teams, aren't they? It's almost a given. Anyway, McLean goes off. He's been a real soldier today, and Gilmour is on for him. Fresh legs are not going to hurt.
No, they're not. Gilmour comes on. Is that Plachetta as well, the Pole, who's also going to come on in. See the number of the second player to depart. He may have been the first, because McLean and Paul Pogba's now going to be replaced by Marcus Rashford. And as Teller's also gone off for Juan Mata. And I'm going to leave it to my expert co-commentator to decide how Manchester United are going to line up from now on.
Not a clue. Absolutely no clue. In theory, there could be a back 3 now, and not a confirmation they took Tellers off and Juan Matas come on, but it seems a strange thing to do. They can't defend to save their life today. Dowell's the man who's gone off for Plaqueta, by the way, and so they take a defender off. I'm not sure.
Dallow's left back, isn't it? As Sancho brings it forward and gives Dallow his first touch on this far side. Has it Elanga maybe? He's gone to right full back. Well, they're throwing everything at it now as Mata gets his first touch, turns in midfield, and Langa's touch isn't the heaviest, but he gets past his man. He's clearly fouled there as well by Jan Ulis, who complains, but only got himself to blame. And this free kick sets up really nicely for a left footer, so Juan Mata might be an option. And Elanga, it was nice play, nice skill, then good battling to draw the foul. Said that I speculated Mata might fancy it. He's still over it, but there's also a Portuguese number 7 who's on a hat-trick, John.
Yeah, he might just fancy it a bit more, and I think he gets first dibs on all these, doesn't he? He doesn't hit too many of them in, does he, actually? But
well, do you remember that free kick he scored against Portsmouth, I want to say the 2007-2008 season? Right side, keeper's side, wrong side for a right footer. But it's pretty much that kind of distance, that kind of angle. I think that was the first great free kick we saw from Ronaldo. David James didn't move, and they could do a repeat of that strike here. It pretty much guarantee that he is the man who's going to take it. The wall's just inside the box. Andy Madley blows his whistle. Ronaldo runs up and strikes it low and into the net. Wow, wow, wow. Did he go deflect in off the wall? Was it a mistake by the goalkeeper? It's a hat-trick, though, for Cristiano Ronaldo, but will take some clearing up, I think. It looked all a big mess.
Well, he hit it hard, didn't he? And if it took a little deflection away from Krull, then he's got no chance. But he managed to flow him straight in. Very difficult to work it out. But it's a super hit, that. I mean, he's proper leathered it, hasn't he? You know, it's difficult getting that, keeping that ball down. And if he's hit it with his side foot, getting that much power into it. But, you know, yeah, he's done his stuff today. And, you know, it will be an important victory if they can hang on to it. Like we said, as far as the table is concerned, they at least, you know, will leapfrog Man City. Did Krull get a touch here? We've got a better angle now from behind the goal. Side foot. I don't know if that's as clean as a whistle or it hits the wall or what.
It hits the post and in, doesn't it, from Tim Krul. It goes through the wall, keeper's side. And he gets
a touch.
Yeah, gets 2 firm fists on it, but not enough. Ronaldo up to 15 Premier League goals for the season now, much to the delight of the fans, home fans that is.
I mean, it's a great free kick, that. You know, there's enough power on it that even though Krull gets hands to it, I mean, it bends his fingers back, that. You just can't stop it. Or I wonder how quickly that was travelling when he hit it.
Yes, ball in. Norwich look to respond. Dallow heads it away. Corner kick it will be, though, to Norwich. That goal takes Manchester United up to 5th in the table, albeit with Arsenal having a game in hand. Dean Smith's taken his jumper off now for the final few minutes. It looks like a pretty pleasant afternoon, you have to say, at Old Trafford. We're in the studio in Leeds, Independent Option Studio commentary, as Gilmour prepares to take this corner kick. An outswinger towards the penalty spot. It's headed away by Lindelof. Lise Malou goes for a goal on the edge of the area. It was dipping. And I think he's got a bit of a problem here. Maybe just twisted his knee as he struck it. Chest controls are good, and it's not a bad effort. Well over in the end, though.
Yep, didn't come back down, did it? Elsewhere at St Mary's, still Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. So Man United have just leapfrogged Arsenal in the table. Are in 5th, just 3 points behind Tottenham. So, you know, something to strive for. We thought Tottenham were...
He makes a gesture as if he didn't have any options, and he look. De Gea will certainly, I think, be a player who will be there next year, John. But his body language at times suggests he's a player who's not quite sure why he's still there. He just looks so frustrated.
Yeah, they are a frustrating team to watch, aren't they? Grealish has got one back from Man City, by the way, in that FA Cup semi-final, 3-1. That could be quite some game, couldn't it, if City get another? Yeah, De Gea at some point has been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. I don't think he's that anymore, but he's such a good player. And the other thing you expect at Man United, them to be challenging. You know, they are a big name, and I don't know if that, you know, that's always going to be the case. Like I said, nowadays you're up against the bottomless pits of cash. You know, Liverpool manage their finances well, but Man City got a lot to spend, and then you get somebody else like Newcastle, who, lest we forget, are going to be bankrolled to the tune of, you know, being the next big thing. And Man United have got to cope with that. I think that was what eventually sickened Arsene Wenger off. He did such a good job at Arsenal, and then it's like, oh, here we go. There's another team now who've got an endless supply of money. That was Man City, and he just thinks that my job has just become doubly harder, you know. And whoever takes over at Manchester United, you've got to beat those kind of teams.
Here comes Rashford down the right-hand side, gets into the box, couple of step-overs, the tackle comes in, Mata doesn't give the ball up and just tried to help it back to Sancho. Norwich will be able to clear. Matic, who has made a difference, you have to say, since coming on, cuts the ball out. Mata was then fouled, I thought. There's a bit of a duel on the ground, and it comes actually up to Rashford. Lovely turn by him, then tries to dig out across. It's not quite away by Norwich. It is now from Lise Malou. and well, it will be second ball to Manchester United. Maguire picks it up. Maybe I think Pukki's saving his energy for in the belief that he will get one more chance in this game. Mata though into Rashford, drills it low, and it dribbles across the 6-yard box. I have to say, I don't think there's much more he could have done there, Rashford.
No, he just tried to promote the ball forward and see if anybody could get on the end. Ronaldo's got his hand up at the far post, and that's who the ball was intended for. It didn't just quite reach him, did it?
Corner kick though, last touch came off Norwich players. Jonathan Rowe will be brought into the game. Lise Malou thinks he's going off. He might have to run back to defend a corner kick. There's a bit of confusion on the bench. The assistant referees there, fourth official 2 with John Moss. Is it Ben Gibson maybe there's a bit of a worry about, but he seems to be back up and running. Jonathan Rowe will come on, and this is a really exciting player. When I've seen him, he was very, very good against Brighton, impressed against Liverpool off at the bench in the FA Cup as well, and Pukki may lack pace, but Jonathan Rowe's got plenty of it. Will he get a chance to show it as Fernandez breaks in? Decent effort, an awkward but effective save by Tim Krul off his left knee and out for another corner kick.
Yeah, I think the thing there, it makes it look like it's a sort of a bad save, if you like, but the ball's just dipping right in front of him, and he's got swerve on it as well, plenty of action on the ball. And
tough height as well, isn't it, for the goalkeeper? He saved with his knees because that's what the height it was, and there's not much you can do, especially if you're moving already. And I think it's a pretty effective save as Fernandez picks up the pieces on the edge of the box. Lindelof, Mata, back to Sancho. Fernandez tries to slide it through to Mata. The seconds will come to Ronaldo on a hat-trick, got a hat-trick, trying to get a fourth. Matic picks up the seconds after it's blocked away. It's Harry Maguire who's about to cross. He helps on to Elanga, back to Matic. Back to Elanga and Rashford. Just a bit over elaborate there from Elanga. And took the sting out the move, but Manchester United keeping hold of the ball. Elanga gets his head down and 1-2 with Mata. Couldn't pick up the pieces, and here is Rowe. Gets away from one. Elanga does well. Tried to fizz it through to Pukki. It was too strong, and the ball has enough pace in it, so Dalot can let it go out for a Manchester United throw.
yeah, just a bit too much adrenaline on that ball, and Pukki will chase most things, but that was a lost cause. Well, Dean Smith's team have played well, haven't they? You know, I think he has got to sort the wheat out from the chaff a little bit. I don't think there's an awful lot wrong with him, and I don't really think there's a terrible team in the Premier League this season. But 3 teams are going to go down, and it does seem that Norwich are probably going to be one of them. Like I said, if they can hold it all together, I don't see why they can't have a good campaign and get back up from the Championship next season. I did Fulham last night, beaten by Derby. They'll be back in the Premier League. But I'll tell you something, having watched them last night, I don't fancy them to stay in the Premier League. I don't then think that it's that great a standard in the Championship right now. That certainly should help Norwich bounce straight back up.
Yeah, Plechetta was almost in there and couldn't find the gap, and given away by the Canaries. Upcoming fixtures for Norwich: Newcastle at home next Saturday, 3 o'clock kick-off. The following Saturday's Aston Villa away. Sunday after that, West Ham at home. Leicester still to play as well, who they beat earlier in the season. Wolves, and conclude the campaign against Tottenham. So there's potential there for Norwich to pick up points. Liverpool, Arsenal, Brentford, Brighton, the next 4 fixtures for Manchester United. Heading into the end of the season, Chelsea and Crystal Palace are their 2 final opponents. As Fernandez, a lovely ball with his left foot wide towards Rashford. He's got space to move into. He's going to go for goal. No, he's not. Good dummy into Mata on the penalty spot. Byram comes across and smashes it clear. Yeah, going back to Dean Smith. Obviously, they were never going to say it, but it's a good appointment for keeping the league, and if that doesn't work, bring you back up from the Championship.
Yeah, there'd be no reason to let him go, would there? I think he knows what he's doing, and he's got experience, hasn't he? Took Villa up from the Championship, albeit they had a certain Jack Grealish in. He scored at Wembley today, but you know, look like they've got a lot of good players. Anyway, I would expect the current crop, if they can keep it together and maybe add a striker, I think Norwich would have a good chance of getting up. I don't think their second string, Adam Ida and all that, he's quite good enough. I think they need to spend a little bit of money.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those, yeah. Adam Ida, if he got a full year in the Championship under his belt, is that what he needs? Because he's not played enough football, has he, basically?
I think you'd have to go on loan to another team in the Championship, right. As daft as that sounds. If you've got Pukki, you play him, and if you've got Ida, maybe you're not, unless he turns the corner on his form, then you're not going to get up.
Well, Pukki, I think he's out of contract in the summer. That's why I was speculating as the ball forward is just about dealt with by David De Gea. But yeah, the piece of the jigsaw are there, aren't they? You can't imagine Byron, Hanley, Gibson and Jaloulis will be going anywhere. They've got Max Aarons on the bench as well, so they're pretty much sorted defensively. McLean's a good player at Championship level. Lise Malou might stick around. Rashika's impressed as well. You mentioned Rupp, he'll have a good run in the Championship, and a few other players as well. We've not seen much of Christos Solis, maybe a run of games in the Championship next season. Interested to see what happens with Todd Cantwell as well. He's out of contract, but if the right offer doesn't come along, he might actually come back to Carrow Road. All hypothetical though, as Placheta has it now. It's down the line into Jonathan Rowe. Rowe's one-on-one with Lindelof, and then lazily fouled by Diogo Dalot. I don't even know what he was trying to do there, John, if I'm honest.
Lazily foul him. I think you hit the nail on the head. Dalot's had a day to forget, hasn't he? But both the fullbacks have, Tellers and Dalot, have both been really, really poor. You know, like I said, there've been some thoroughbreds playing at fullback for Manchester United, but at the moment, it's a poor bunch, you would have said.
Gilmore ball in towards the penalty spot. It's over everyone's head though. Matic will use that experience, I think, over his shoulder and bring it away into Pukki. Now Sancho, well tackled by Lise Malou. Mata then just wanted it more than Pukki. Into the final 2.5 minutes. Manchester United 3, Norwich 2. It's Fernandez, game down to walking pace. Mata, Elanga got the assist for the first goal. Looks like he's going to go the full 90 as well. Matic and Mata. Elanga's made a run and Matic just tries to find him with a lofted ball over the top. It's cleared by Norwich and the break could be on here. There's a man on the outside and it's Placheta who's into the box. Oh, he's all left foot. If he was right foot, he might have got a shot away. Dalot was nowhere. Oh, why is he? It was going to be the goalkeeper's ball and he just cleared it to Rashika. He goes for goal. Misses the target, but panic stations at the back. Placheta got inside and round the back of Dalot. Didn't fancy it on his right foot and then Dalot just smashed it away just as David De Gea was going to pick it up.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe he did that. Firstly, Placheta runs around him. Secondly, I think, oh well, at least he's managed to intervene, you know, and that's probably because Placheta's touch took it back into Dalot. And then when Dalot's got the ball at his feet, you think, well, at least clear your lines then, kid. He doesn't. He just spoons it straight back to Norwich, who then have a shot at goal. You couldn't make it up, could you? It's been terrible today, really, in defence. But it looks like they're going to get away with it. And, you know, you'd have to say anybody but Norwich maybe could have grabbed 3 easy points at Old Trafford today.
Yeah, still Southampton leading Arsenal 0 and 1 between Watford and Brentford. As John mentioned, Liverpool 3, Manchester City 1 in the FA Cup semi-final. Norwich going to give it a go here. Pukki again as Placheta just inside him. Pukki's going to turn inside. And Ronaldo it was giving chase. He's in the box. Pukki's found Rowe at the back post. Control just got away from him. Well played by Elanga who gets the tackle in. Rowe tries to get his body across. He went down a bit easily for Andy Madley's liking. So United can come away with the ball. And Matic. Fernandez lets it run under his feet to Ronaldo, the hat-trick hero on the afternoon. We'll just check his run and go back towards Matic, who I have to say, Johnny, has made a difference since coming on.
Yeah, he's settled it down. He knows where he wants to be. You know, it's not rocket science, but he's a man doing his job. That is to protect the back four. And so, even though Norwich have a have still managed to break on him. They've got numbers there. It's less desperate, isn't it? You know, and he's there to stop a midfield runner picking up an easy ball. It's all that, really. I just think he knows where he needs to be, and it doesn't take a genius to work that out. You know, 73,000 at Old Trafford watching this, and you know they might end up with a victory and memories of Ronaldo hat-trick and how good he is, but really they've been really rank average today.
5 minutes added on. We've played the best part of the first as Sancho turns but into trouble. It's clear, but only to Elanga, back to Matic, who's got Dalot wide, Mata inside, back to Mata from Fernandes, and Mata will work it to Dalot. Ronaldo wide on the left, back to his compatriot Dalot, and now Fernandes. The 3 Portuguese players for Manchester United linking up nicely there. Maguire, he'll switch to play towards Ronaldo. It's over him though, out for a Norwich throw. Will he get one more chance? Norwich, they've this game has summed up their season, hasn't it, John? They play with plenty of endeavour. They've created the chances, just not taken them.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of worse teams, haven't we, in the Premier League over the years. I was thinking back of that Derby team who just were thumped week in, week out. Played a back three, didn't know how to do it. Norwich, it's just a different story. There's lots of hard work. I think since Smith has come in, they've done a bit better, you know, but somehow there's too much ground was lost early, perhaps, and it's typical of Premier League. You can think you're doing well, and then you look at a run of fixtures, and you know you've got Man City at home, Arsenal away, Chelsea away, and all of a sudden you lose that perspective on it. So I think it's a difficult division, you know, it really is. But like I said, they're not the worst team I've seen in the Premier League, not by a long chalk.
No, they're not. Foul by Janulis, free kick to Manchester United. Fernandes, the man caught by the Greek fullback.
Brentford have just scored. That might be a death knell for Watford in the Premier League this season. Watford have got back on terms, probably needed to win that, and be the team who scored that late winner, but it looks like the Bees have done it. In fact, no, it's been chalked off.
Yeah, big goal, or big incident that, isn't it? As Mata, he goes for goal. It's blocked by Gibson. Plaqueta just shows too much of it for Mata. It's finished. Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. In fact, it was a foul on the Poland man. The Norwich can come forward. Need to get a bit of a rush on though. 90 seconds or so left of the game. It's short from Hanley though to Gibson. Into Jonathan Rowe. Back to Janulis. He'll switch to play to his captain Grant Hanley. Billy Gilmore dropping deep, chipping over the top. Not a bad ball either to Sam Byram. He controls, comes back and fires it across the goal. It's just about blocked away by Lindelof, and then a disappointing ball by Billy Gilmore. Just came off his ankle, I think, more than anything. Fades out for a throw to Manchester United. They'll take the chances, or take the time rather, but I think there might be some more action in that Watford game, John. And I've got a suspicion he might have got the winner.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Maybe he had one just chalked off or something, but maybe he've just grabbed a second. We're just waiting for confirmation of that, but that'd be a massive goal again, like we said. And it's probably the last action of the game. And it's been called a goal on 90 plus 6 when they were only playing 5 minutes of added time, I think.
Yes, that'll be frustrating for Roy Hodgson, but it's been pretty frustrating since he got to Vicarage Road. Plaqueta gets past his man. Inside ball, he finds a teammate. That teammate, though, doesn't find another teammate, and United player steps in. It's now a long ball looking for Sancho, well headed back by Ben Gibson. Last chance saloon for Norwich coming forward. Gilmore, central position, needs to find a teammate. Pukki's going to his left hand side. He may have been offside, but Janulis wasn't. Pukki makes his way into the box. Janulis, well played by Anthony Elanga. Stood tall and stood firm, and with that, Andy Manley calls time on the game at Old Trafford. It wasn't pretty in any way for Manchester United. Norwich battled hard but have fallen short again. A Ronaldo hat-trick the difference. Manchester United 3, Norwich 2.
Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market, it's fun to be involved. Don't forget, when the match kicks off, you can sit back and enjoy superb independent studio commentary while also enjoying our in-play betting opportunities. Good luck. Our next football commentary match is getting ever nearer, so why not take the opportunity of having a bet on the match? Whether you're interested in betting on the match result, the first player to score, the last scorer, correct score, double result, total goals market, handicap betting, or any other of our exciting market,